Our October tip is about AI language models and how to use them or not with your professional business messages. AI language models have been all the rage since about this time last year, and we're seeing more and more how they can be helpful and what they're not so good at. Here's the thing. AI language models, like your calculator, are tools, literally and figuratively. They can only work if you know what to put in and what to do with the result. So there's a lot of conversation that AI language models can write for you. And that's not exactly true, because you have to put in the right information so that the thing that they produce is actually useful to you. And then you have to be able to evaluate the result and look at what your goals are and what you want it for, and how you can sort of tweak it and edit it for your particular purposes. See, AI language models are basically like pattern recognition tools. They recognize the patterns in our writing and then they emulate them or recreate them. They generate text based on patterns for text. And the thing about those patterns is that they've been coded to recognize patterns, but they don't know, because they don't actually have brains, right? They don't know whether something is good or bad. And they don't have any context for deciding whether it's appropriate in this, for this person, for this purpose, in this space or not. They can't make any of those decisions. Now, you can program them with some of that information. So if you think about the input that the language model needs, you can design a prompt that gives it very clear parameters for what it's supposed to come up with, what the purpose of that thing is. So if it's a script for an ad or a copy for a website landing page, you have to tell it what the medium is, what the purpose of it is, what do you want to have happen as a result of this content, and who it's for. Now, related to who it's for, you need to tell it the kind of language that you're going to use. So is that specific to a particular industry? Does it have to do with a generation? Does it have to do with your relationship? You need to put in that information. So if you can learn how to input information into the tool, it can do one of the hardest parts of writing, is generating new original content. And it's very good at doing that very quickly. So you no longer have to fear the blank page or have the sense of perfectionism that every word you type has to be the final word in its final place. No, you can put in a prompt, you can design a prompt using these rhetorical features. So the purpose, audience, medium, you can put that stuff in, and then it can quickly generate mountains of original content that you can use. Then it's up to you to decide what happens with that result. So you as the human are still and always going to have to evaluate what comes out. And this is the same as your calculator, right? You have to put in the numbers, you have to put in the equation. It does the calculation for you, and then you have to figure out what that result means or how you're going to use it. And so we want to design good prompts to put into the language models, and then know what to do and how to evaluate the result, which means looking at them in terms of clarity, in terms of conciseness, in terms of tone, right? Is it nice and positive? Is it going to generate trust and ensure our credibility with our audiences? We have to make those decisions with the content that's created. So what I want you to think about for October is how we can use AI language models effectively to support the writing that we're doing at work. And if we choose to use the AI language models, then what we're using them for is to generate lots of content based on the prompts that we create, and so that we can edit, tailor, revise, tweak the stuff that it produces to make it the best possible thing for the people that we know we're trying to reach.